I'll start with Dr. Dave with a medical question, actually.
Okay.
I'm coming off of 4 back surgeries. Pins, rods, they put the spinal stimulator thing in. And after like 4 years on Oxycontin and the rest of the opium family, getting back into feeling normal without support is difficult. So if you would address that a little bit.
Actually, I have a colleague who may be down a bit later who's been circulating around, Zach Smith, who does. We can catch him afterwards. What I can speak to, where I do a lot of work with, is dealing with pain from an emotional side. And as you say, once you get into the drugs, it's easy to get into the state of saying, well, I want to live pain-free. And then having to come to terms with that, that's not really realistic unless you want to stay drugged your whole life, which also isn't realistic if you want to live your life. So it's not easy. It's a grief process. It's a process of dealing with the anger, the frustration, bitterness that comes up, as well as the good memories. And you need a lot of support, and it doesn't have to necessarily be professional support, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's a support group, or if need be, to see someone, for some counseling, just to, how do I deal with this? And make one quick statement: our society in general doesn't deal with grief very well. We deal with, if you lost something, if you don't have it, get angry, get revenge. It works great as a storyline, but it doesn't work real good in real life. Because if you just stay angry about it, you know where that goes. So it's really a matter of coming to terms with the sadness, the grief, and then being able to enjoy yourself despite the crap that you have to live through. Thanks.
I'm going to throw out a question for the panel. Can you each tell us individually, at the point that you left wrestling, how did you know the next step? I mean, what was it that you thought about? Were you thinking while you were wrestling how to transition, or did it kind of hit you all at once when wrestling stopped?
There is a lot involved, acting-wise here as a pro wrestler, and I think, Rock knows, and I'm not sure, possibly, the dancing world and everything, that the ballerina, that's another form of acting. So they really do cross over very closely, and it makes it easy. It really does. I mean, in Hollywood, I've never taken an acting class, and I know Rock kind of talks about the same thing. It's like, because of our wrestling background, we know how to do so many things, and be so many characters, and switch from, from a baby face to a heel. It makes the job so easy, and you see actors struggling. So the biggest thing is, go out and develop your characters, but don't just develop one, develop many. And you always have that to, bless you, you always have that to fall back on. You instantly can jump to this other character, and that's what acting is. And so Hollywood-wise, yes, it's been an easy road for me.
Thank you. Bob, what's your story for your transition story?
I don't do baby face. The reason that this works is because of networking, because of your personality. If you're going over with the crowd, it's your personality that's selling. If you're a friend, if I appreciate you, if you see me spending more time talking with some people than the others, it's because of their personality. It's because of the energy that's radiating from them. It's because of the person they are. No one will hire you if they do not know you exist. So get out of your shells, get out of your living room, whatever you want, whether it's the entertainment industry, whether it's this business. If you want to succeed majorly in this industry, my gosh, have you noticed who's here? Have you talked to those people? Have you walked up and said thank you? If you want to work in the entertainment industry, go to the Hollywood Collectors Show, go to the Hollywood Celebrity Show, go to those people and say thank you. There's networking opportunities going on all the time. Here in Vegas, in Los Angeles, probably wherever you are. What brings you joy? Ask yourself this question: what brings you joy? If money were not an object, you can do anything in the world. Obviously, the wrestling business is in there. Is there anything else for which you have passion because you can make money at that? each of you will be a fan of yourself. Be your own biggest fan. Can you hear me okay? I know these are not working. Yes?
No, they're working right back there. Yeah, oh, yes.
See if I can hear my own voice. I think it's not working. Be your own biggest fan. Fall in love with yourself. I'm working on that myself.
Is it hard?
Almost there.
No, it's not. It's probably very easy.
For some of us, it's just so easy. All of you are entertainers, am I correct? All of you are in the wrestling business. You like to be the center of attention. This is a good thing. You like the spotlight on you. If you do transition from this business to something else, what about if you're still in front of the cameras for some of you? Short story. Rob Riddle's going to do a short story. Well, okay, let's take a break. When I was in high school, when I was in college, hopefully you can get something from this, or at least a few of you. When I felt as though I wanted a job or needed a job, I decided, where do I want to work? Where would I enjoy working? What would I do? Somewhere where I would do it like this business. I would do it for free. Some of the people in the entertainment industry, if it were legal, they would pay producers to put them in the film so they could be a part of that. My gosh, we get to play. We get to do stuff we would pay to do, and they pay us for it. This is amazing. What an amazing business this wrestling business is and this entertainment industry is. When I was looking for work, I would find the place where I wanted to work. I would go and I would meet the person who owned the place or the manager. I would meet that person as a person. I would find out what are that person's challenges and how can I be the solution. But now I know that this is a place where I want to be. I know it's something that I want to do. I am there not for me, not about rock, not about anybody. It's about the person, the business. It's about how can I be the solution to this person's problem. And I would say, John, I come in at 7 in the morning and you're still here. I come in 7 in the evening, you're still here. Do you sleep in the back? It's a good thing you don't have a family. Oh, you do. You must have a really understanding wife. Oh, she's not. Thank goodness you don't have young children. You have young children. When do you see them? You go home at night, they're asleep. Oh, that's great. So you're putting in 100 hours a week. You don't have the money to hire somebody. You can't find anyone who has the passion that you have. Hey, John, guess what? Division B there that's not doing well, I can take that for you. I can show you a 40% increase in business. Well, Rock, I just told you, I don't have any money. I said, yeah, I didn't ask you about money, did I? I'll give you 3 weeks. If I can't turn it around in 3 weeks, you've gotten a workaholic for 3 weeks who's been here busting his butt for you. In 3 weeks, you take a look at the income and you tell me if you want to hire me. I never went to a place that had a help wanted sign out. I never went to a place that was hiring. I worked and did what I wanted to do. You people are intelligent. You can form your own business. If you know the wrestling business, my gosh, do you realize the value that you have to people who are outside of the business who will say, oh my God, you know wrestling? You could work at a wrestling school. You could be a manager. My gosh, you can't be too old to be a manager. Our manager's coming back. How many of you were at JR's seminar? What a brilliant seminar that was. Any of you who missed it, oh my gosh, you missed something wonderful. And I said to JR afterward, I listen to a lot of seminars, and I very seldom find ones where I agree with a majority of what people said. However, JR, first time ever, 100% of what you said, perfect, I'm in perfect line. I said, you are a brilliant man. Because you say the same things that I said. You must like yourself. You must realize, as we said earlier, all this garbage that you've gone through in your life, all of the avoidance, all of the pain, all of the loss, all of the joy, everything that has gone, and the regrets, everything that's happened in your life to this point has made you the person you are. Therefore, it had to happen. Therefore, if you could do it over again, hopefully you do it the same way. Hopefully you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you like the person you see. Life is a series of challenges. That's what makes it worth living. You don't do things to avoid the experiences, to avoid life. The bottom line here is, no matter what you do, live for the joy of this and do what makes you happy. Go to give, not to take. And bottom line, enjoy the journey. And all of the people you respect and admire, every opportunity you have, say thank you. I thank you.
That's nice. That's nice.
Question over?
I was just to add to that, Jim Ross yesterday spoke of a Plan B, and he highly suggests everyone has a Plan B. Have you guys heard the Plan Bs that are available? These are Plan Bs. This is why you're here. This is all about transitioning. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dr. Reiss, speak. And there was, one of the Cauliflower Alley Club attendees asked him a question, very much it was about, he was concerned about the way a comment was posting on Facebook, and it really brought him down. And Billy just looked at it and said, you can't focus on that. You just can't look at that one comment and then let that bring you down. You just got to learn to let things go. So if things aren't going your way, or you're not real happy with the way people are treating you, if you let that stop you, you'll never get to the next step. Am I right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm hearing networking. Is anyone else hearing networking a lot?
More than once.
Yeah? Let me ask you guys this. Okay, we're here networking. This is the CDC. This is a big networking event. Do you think that there's more benefit for these guys to come back next year, or if they don't have a good year, that's it? They're done networking.
I think you have to be careful though. Networking, so many things in life they say that it's 90% is showing up. Networking, that's not the case. You need to get here, but you need follow up and follow through. So when you meet people, you need to take their information, follow up with them for some reason, and give them something that is valuable. Send them an article, send them a piece of information, send them a name of someone that you met. And it's amazing how you can create a bond over that. They say it takes 7 contacts in order to get you in their minds. 7 times. So if you come once a year and you meet with people and you don't see them again until next year, you may enjoy their company and they may enjoy your company, but you're not networking. So I think that this is the catalyst. This doesn't do it for you. So remember that, and maybe set a goal before you come. I'm going to find 10 people that I'm going to follow up with throughout the remaining year and meet with them again next year. And not only that, it'll give you a reason to get back together. With this age of internet and social media, so much of the networking is done without seeing somebody face to face. So if you can keep in contact with them over the year and then have a reason to come to this conference to get together and go and have a beer together or coffee or whatever that helps you to bond even further with them, you will maximize your results from this convention.
Paying dues, and where are you going to draw the line with those dues I can pay? I think that's an issue also that if anyone has questions on, we have a great panel, we can open that up also.
Well, what would that look like, Dr. Dave? Like, what can these workers look for? Because we know they're labeled, they have names, but do you trust your feelings? Are there certain patterns? Are there red flags? How do you identify that so that we can
That's a good point, and
ourselves?
that also ties into a lot of the work I do actually with harassment claims and workers' comp. You need to listen to your feelings. If you feel you're being taken advantage of, if you feel that you can't trust someone, doesn't mean you're exaggerating. Listen to those feelings and then step back and, if necessary, talk to someone who can be objective about it and take a look at, am I being objective or am I just feeling hurt? Am I not getting what I want, so I'm feeling I'm being mistreated, or am I really being abused and mistreated? If you are, it needs to go one way. If you're not, it needs to go another way. If you ignore your feelings, you're going to get trapped. If you always believe your feelings are accurate, you can go off the other edge. So one thing that, again, we don't do very well in industry, in business, in society in general, is listen to your feelings, but don't take them as gospel. All you got to do for that is watch the political ads. I don't care which party, what country. It's going for the emotion, trying to get people to make decisions based on emotion without stepping back. You need to listen to those emotions, they're important, but then look at what's the reality of my situation, and is there someone I do trust who I can reflect things off of.
You know what Aaron can also do with that, to keep things more objective, is confirming letters. So if someone makes a promise to you that they're going to do something, send them a thank you note that confirms what they're going to do. And that's amazing how that writing can often keep people responsible for the commitments that they make. The second thing is, when you take that one step further, because that confirming letter is actually creates a legal contract in many situations. So you want to, because there can be oral contracts. I will do this if you do that. You create a binding agreement with offer of consideration and acceptance. Now, if it's not in writing, it cannot be a promise that is for more than 1 year out. It falls under the statute of frauds. But we can have oral contracts, so any type of evidence that we can have as to what the parties agreed to. In the law, we seldom think that you would do something unless somebody else, you don't go and, if you're in the business of mowing lawns for money, you don't go and mow a lawn. The law will presume the other side agreed to pay you, right? And the same thing if you're in the business, in the wrestling business. If you go and perform the skills that you're trained for and highly competent at, we will presume that the other side agreed to pay you for it or give you something in return. And then it shifts the burden to the other side to prove that it is not a contract. So remember those confirming letters, even to help yourself. If you made a commitment to somebody on something that you wanted to do, that you would do for them, send a confirming letter. If you change your mind and you can't do it, send a letter and say, I believe we had this discussion where we discussed me doing X, Y, Z. I'm afraid I'm unable to do X, Y, Z, but I can do X for you. Let's get together and discuss this further. Okay, we met on Tuesday. Very nice to see you on Tuesday, and we discussed my doing X. These are the following steps that I'm going to take, and this is what you agreed to do in return. Now, a lot of people say, I'm not a lawyer, I don't understand contracts. This isn't hard. This is just putting a discussion in writing. Now, as far as your contracts go, people are often disappointed as well. But what I find from my side is they haven't read it. I had a very difficult situation to deal with. I didn't read my contract when I started Glow. I came to Glow with an idea for a character. I developed my own character. I worked with the writer, but the majority of the stuff I created myself. When I wouldn't go do the live arena tours, I got canceled on the television sitcoms to appear as Susie Spirit. And the answer I got was, you don't own your character rights, we do. And you know what? I looked up in my contract and some of them, that was true. So I think sometimes our expectations, we are hurt because our expectations aren't met because the other side has no idea what they are. You really are in the business of telling people what your expectations are. And I'll tell you, most of the time, they rise to the occasion when they know. Or they will tell you, no, that is not possible. And then you know to move on before you get hurt in a situation where now you've acted to your detriment, which is also a legal term, and somebody else is either unjustly enriched or you didn't get the benefit that you were expected to get.
Okay, wouldn't it be cool to have that as a standard in our industry? Wouldn't that be nice? But we can set the standard by being the example. But if you want to work with me, this is how I'm going to work. And if not, then I'm going to move on. And if we all do that collectively, the industry starts changing. It becomes more of a professional industry. Go ahead, MC.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off of what both of you were saying. I am a screenwriter and a novelist, and I wrote a sci-fi fantasy television series, and I have 5 seasons of storylines and 6 shows scripted. I started shopping it around town. 3 separate producers tried to take it from me. One even tried to get me in front of an attorney saying that she co-wrote. So I'm telling you all, research is your friend. Know what creative rights are. Know whatever it is you're getting into. Research. If it's writing, go to the Writers Guild. Look up all these rights, what the law is, what copyright law is, everything. You have to know what you're doing. Do trust your instincts. If someone's trying to, take something from you, do your research. And, not being able to produce it with this one or that one hasn't stopped me. I'm still moving forward. You know, maybe this avenue isn't open to me, so try another. I mean, trying to get published as an author, I went to the San Francisco Writers Conference, and it's gone from 40 publishers down to 7. And because I was so offended that I was in a room full of talented, educated, good writers, so the industry was saying, no, you can't do this. I'm doing a startup. I'm starting an internet e-publishing company because I've turned into a artist's advocate. I believe that everyone has a right to be published. I want to give people a place to publish, market, and sell their work, because it's just wrong to be elitist and say no. But, you know, education, do your research, know what you're doing, and believe in yourself, because you know how beautiful and talented you are. Don't let anyone tell you you're not.
Thank you. Oh, wait, Greg, do you mind if we let Robert answer it?
I wrote a book that became an Amazon.com #1 bestseller. It outsold Harry Potter for an hour on Amazon. When Harry Potter was the best-selling book of all time, which means now I can say my book outsold the best-selling book of all time on Amazon for just over an hour. And it's not because of the brilliance of the book. It's in the entertainment industry. It's talking about how to succeed, that kind of thing. But it was marketed. We decided, what do we want to do? We want to make this book #1 on Amazon. How do we do that? We do it by marketing. The fact that, and we should talk also, because if I'm interested in potentially buying a screenplay, the last thing in the world I want to see is another screenplay, thank you very much. But because I know you, see, that opens a door for you. Before I know you, I don't care. Every 6 minutes there's someone dying in this country, automobile accidents. We don't go around crying all the time. People I met here, before I met you, I didn't know you existed, and quite frankly didn't care. But now that I meet you, now there's that bond, and of course with the family there's that bond also. It's all, once again, it's all about networking. Any of you who will come to Hollywood, California, you are my guest. I do a seminar like 3 times a month, usually on Sundays. We have brought in over 100 different producers, directors, Academy Award winners, Emmy Award winners, who all donate their time. And it's blatantly and brutally honest information, and you are all my guests. In addition to that, I told you I'd give you half an hour on the phone, get my card. And by the way, yes, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you cannot, you are accurate. One quick thing. We've been taught that we're to be victims. If you look at the media, we're all victims, and we should be taken care of. And someone walks in who weighs 487 pounds and says, "It's not my fault that I weigh 487 pounds. It's McDonald's fault." No, it's not. It's your fault. No, it's not. I'll lock you in my basement and give you 1,000 calories a day, and let's see how much weight you gain then. I'm trying to stop smoking. No, you're not. I'm trying to move that tablet right now. Either you do it or you don't do it. Believe in yourself. Realize, yes, you can have it all. Don't fall victim to the people who would love to control you. And the people who say you can't do it, they don't know you. By the way, if there's anyone here and your perception is, or even I tell you, I say, I don't like you. If I don't like you, guess whose problem that is? Yours. It's not yours, it's mine. Don't take it on. You don't like me, I don't really care. It would be great if you did, but if you don't, it's your problem, and my life goes on the same. It's all philosophy. It's all, you are in control. None of you are victims, and if nothing else, please understand that, because now that's the answer to everything. And in addition to enjoying the journey. Because it's not about achieving the goal, it's about the journey. And appreciating everybody you have. And anyone here, when you're talking to people and you're talking to wonderful people whom you've grown up with in the industry, like I grew up with some of these older people, and when you have the opportunity to say thank you, and you stay in touch with those people. This was following up to the question that you had asked before. Realistically, How many of you will I remember whom I just met today? How many of you will I remember tomorrow? How many of you will I remember in a month? I see thousands and thousands of people. How about 6 months from now? Will I remember any of you whom I just met today? It's up to you whether I remember you or not. You want to touch my heart? Say thank you. Send a thank you card. Photo business card so I remember who you are. Website on the bottom, which is the commercial for you. You think I'm not going to bend over backward if my perception is you're worthy to help you? You think other people are not? It's just a matter of thinking and just empower yourself. No one can stop you except you. I'm a private pilot. Do you know that? No, this is on this side. Do you know that bumblebees cannot fly? And seriously, they are aerodynamically unsound. The bodies are too big and fat. The wings are too small. It is impossible for them to fly. If we were to make a model, put a little battery in there, turn it on, it's going to get directly into the ground. They cannot fly. The bumblebees don't know they can't fly, so they fly anyway.
Wow.
If you know you cannot succeed, you're wrong. But if you understand that you can achieve anything you want to achieve, see, if you had the belief in you that I have in you, where would you be? Because I'm saying this out of honesty and truth. I see the potential there. People I know, how far can you go? Go to the top. You can go beyond the top. And that's why I said earlier, dream bigger. And hopefully that helps a little bit, and I'll have a pleasure.
That was great. Thank you.